Today, very heartbroken news. No hope for Carter's future, but at least we have Lope. But why? And Liam's unexpected fate destroys Bill, the bearer of bad news revealed. Liam survives the tumor, but a shocking twist changes everything. And Brooke's rotten day takes shocking turn. Sulk Fest comes to screeching halt. But why? I will explain everything. Never miss this video. Before going to the main topic, I would like to say, like this video, and please subscribe to the channel. Daphne and Carter's romantic connection on Bold and the Beautiful. But why? The romantic relationship between Daphne and Carter on The Bold and the Beautiful deserves this week's slow burn. Initially, Steffi employed Daphne to dismantle Carter and Hope, SC's former power couple. Daphne didn't anticipate that this new job would bring with it strong emotions though. When we first met Daphne, Muriel Haller, she came across as distant and icy. She was the kind of woman that both men and women adored. The opposite is not true. She liked to be pursued. In order to woo Carter, Lawrence St. Victor, and entice him away from Hope, Annika Noel, Steffi, Jacqueline McKeans Wood, recruited her best friend's assistants. Daphne was the ideal lady. She was stunning, prosperous, enigmatic, and frightening. Daphne also had a knack for making men weak. She was the ideal candidate to defeat Hope. Steffi believed Hope had manipulated Carter into stealing Forrester creations from her grandfather and father. Daphne first liked to play with Carter's head. However, she fell in love after meeting him. For her, this was a novel sensation. It's not Daphne's style to pursue other people. We watched her alter gradually. In an attempt to get a peek of Carter, she sneaked around the workplace. He softened her icy heart. Over the previous few months, Daphne and Carter have shared a lot of kisses. We are unable to read on Carter though. He believes that he will have Hope in the future. We now know Hope's current whereabouts. She gave Liam, Scott Clifton, her heart, although she is merely acting empathetically. Carter frequently pursues the wrong ladies. He seems drawn to those with complicated relationship histories, or those who are emotionally available for some reason. At last, Carter is supported by a stunning woman, but he doesn't want her. However, Daphne and Carter might soon become a couple. We can't wait to watch this slow-burning romance develop. No hope for Carter's future, but at least we have Lope. But why? The Beautiful and the Bold's Carter became one of countless men who listen in at doors, but never really understand the situation before rushing off and doing something completely foolish. It seems that Carter learned from the best during a mixed bag week that left us both laughing and crying. Ridge and Liam are experts at this. Hope informed Liam that she was aware of his impending death after promising Steffi that she would not tell him. To Steffi's credit, she was spot on and essentially anticipated this. After calling Liam right away, Hope was unable to control herself for 5 minutes after he entered the house. Did she really believe that crying and discussing the need to start a small family again wouldn't give Liam a clue? Naturally, Liam discovered that Steffi had revealed the truth, but that's when the real drama began, and we recalled how much we used to like Liam and Hope in a soap opera galaxy far, far away. Additionally, they were in love. Every time he leaped to Steffi when things got hard, it was simple to forget that. Although Liam now acknowledges that he did not treat both women well, he still loves them in his own unique manner. Since her marriage to Liam ended more than 2 years ago, Hope may have been reluctant to make a lasting commitment to anybody else for a reason. Hope remarked, "All right, want to play at that game?" It was her actions that caused Liam to leave when she rashly kissed Thomas in Rome. These are the divorce documents. Thus, Liam and Hope got divorced. Perhaps it was a bit too quick, or perhaps it was the correct thing to do. But if Liam dies, and it's unclear if B and B will go there or not, it won't matter. Hope, however, made some very valid arguments when she pleaded with Liam not to make a choice for his loved ones, and denied them the opportunity to be with him and say goodbye. It's common in soap operas to hide an illness because one doesn't want to be a burden, but we hardly ever hear the perspective of family members and loved ones. Bravo to the Bold and the Beautiful for taking care of that. Carter, you are such a dumbass. First of all, his love for Hope has never made sense and still doesn't make much sense, but they seem to want us to believe in this romantic tale that lasted for just 3 minutes before Hope and Carter robbed a business. Secondly, refrain from listening in on private discussions. Carter didn't just happen to hear something when he arrived at the door. Upon opening the door and noticing Liam there, he silently retreated, partially shut the door, and began listening in. Carter listened to what sounded like a contextless political social media footage. That causes individuals to make bad decisions, and Carter did just that. As soon as things were difficult for Carter, he allowed Daphne into his house and possibly into his bed by Monday. We liked his asking that intruder Daphne to fire Hope and quit listening to office rumors that most likely came from Steffi anyhow. The love Daphne had for Carter? Carter's sudden affection for Hope makes even less sense than that. She's been in town for a while, but she hadn't seen Carter outside the Forrester Creations office until Friday. What is the source of her intense affection for Carter Walton? We only know that she makes amazing perfume, but who exactly is this woman? If there was something to invest in, perhaps we would be more committed to Carter and Daphne, as well as Carter and Hope, as Insta-love, isn't it? It's up for debate whether Steffi was correct to tell Hope the truth about Liam, but she wanted to be reassured that she was acting appropriately. She didn't, but did she really think anyone would tell her that? In the opinion of people around her, is Steffi ever in error? After expressing some mild annoyance and disappointment at Steffi for breaching Liam's trust, Finn got off to a great start, but he soon began praising her. Later, Taylor became a member of the choir of praise, telling Steffi that she is the epitome of perfection and caring, always wanting to do the right thing. It was standard procedure on the Steffi show to listen to Finn and Taylor heavily and really criticize Steffi in order to prevent her from ever feeling flawed. Steffi is the boss in addition to being the ideal example of a human. The moment she entered her front door and saw Luminosa standing there pleading with Finn to be her father, she completely forgot about Liam and his incurable illness. She ensured that her lump of a husband would follow her instructions and would never, ever see Luna again. Although Steffi makes some valid comments regarding Luna, she should occasionally give Finn the freedom to think and speak for himself. Half the time, she behaves more like his mother than his wife. And it's not romantic at all. We're waiting for the day when Finn loses it over his petulant and demanding wife. Unfortunately, we will have to see Steffi cry for many more weeks while Finn is at her mercy. Lesai. Liam's unexpected fate destroys Bill, the bearer of bad news revealed. Updates and spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful show. Who will break the bad news concerning Liam Spencer's, Scott Clifton health? Bill Spencer's, Don Diamond, life is going to be completely upended. Although Liam has been making a concerted effort to conceal his health problems, it is imperative that his father, and for that matter, his brothers, know about them. Bill and Liam recently had a touching reunion at Il Giardino, where they mended their friendship over a hearty dinner of pasta. Despite the fact that their chat was warm and emotional, Liam decided not to disclose the serious problem of the inoperable mass in his brain. Even though Liam wanted to make amends after their heated confrontation, he felt torn because he knew Bill should be aware of his son's declining condition. Now, as Liam's imminent doom is starting to come to light, this urgency is increased. Unable to contain herself, Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline McKinswood, revealed the upsetting truth to Hope Logan, Annika Noel, which ultimately brought Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budek, into this little circle of secrets. Is there any chance Steffi will tell Bill soon? It's definitely something to consider, but if Taylor decided to tell Bill instead, things would take a surprising turn. Taylor may feel obliged to prepare Bill for the heartache that awaits him because she has already felt the anguish of losing a child. She might imply enough for Bill to piece it together, even if she doesn't say outright that Liam is dying. Hope is another character that might tell Bill the truth since she wants Liam to get all the help he needs during this trying time. Hope may be able to convince Liam to tell Bill this heartbreaking news directly. He may have another heart-to-heart with Bill and confess that he was reticent in their earlier exchange. It is probable that Liam will disclose his brain tumor which would break Bill's heart. It's important that Bill finds out the truth as soon as possible because, although this revelation will be extremely tough, he deserves to be told and shouldn't have to confront this catastrophe without warning. Liam survives the tumor, but a shocking twist changes everything. Teasers and spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. Even if Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton, survives the tumor, his life may take a drastic turn afterward. What if his personality, habits, and perhaps even his memories are altered by the tumor? At this point, Liam has been given a dire prognosis by Finn, Tanner Novlan, Bridget Forrester, Ashley Jones, Grace Buckingham, Cassandra Creech, and the entire neurology team. His brain has developed a sizable tumor, which they say cannot be operated on. They assert unequivocally that there are no alternatives for intervention or elimination. The fact that Finn, Grace, and the rest of the medical staff are not seeking any treatments to lessen the tumor or stop its growth seems completely unreal. It's very different from the time that John McCook's character Eric Forrester had a fatal cardiac problem and a miraculous treatment was discovered to save his life. Since they haven't considered every possibility, it appears that they won't get rid of Liam just yet. This does not, however, imply that Liam will come out of this experience unaltered. Whatever we hope for, there might be a medicine that could lower the tumor, save his life, or perhaps enable surgery. However, you are aware that brain surgery can result in notable behavioral changes if you have ever come across someone who has a brain tumor or traumatic brain injury. Unexpected outcomes may occur once you begin to interfere with the brain, particularly when a tumor is pressing down. Given that Liam is a beloved character and that Scott Clifton is a talented actor who has won 3 daytime Emmys, it seems quite unlikely that he will pass away. This health problem, however, may present an opportunity to drastically change his personality and perhaps lead him in a different way. Liam's family and friends, including Hope Logan, Anika Noel, Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline McKinswood, Wood, and Bill Spencer, Don Diamond, may be taken aback if Brad Bell plans to do this. Liam might turn out to be someone entirely different. Brain disease, trauma, or tumors can cause such changes, which might result in full personality changes. I know someone who went through this. His wife believed he had turned into a nasty person who was pursuing other women and being cruel to her and the children. We may witness a scenario with Liam in which Hope is taken aback since she wants to reconcile with him, and it appears that they can do so. This can come as a surprise. Hope might choose to give Liam another chance, but she might be let down if he transforms into someone she doesn't know. There might be a twist in which Liam survives a dire circumstance but temporarily turns darker. Since Liam has always been a nice and caring person, this would be a significant difference from how Bill Spencer, Steffi, Hope, and others know him. Even when he messes up or cheats, as he did with Steffi and Hope, Liam is usually calm and gentle. He isn't hostile or upset. To put it briefly, Liam is completely different from Dollar Bill. Even during their altercation, Liam was primarily defensive rather than irate or hostile. Although Liam looks like a really good guy, it would be shocking if he started acting like Dollar Bill and changed his behavior drastically following the brain tumor incident. He may undergo surgery to remove the tumor and resume his regular life, but there's a chance that he will return a different person. Personality changes can result from brain damage. Liam may turn into someone quite different from the person we love, cold, hostile, or aloof. It's possible that Liam may revert to his erratic behavior and start chasing Steffi rashly while eluding Hope and Finn. Hope, Finn, and Steffi would all be appalled by this. Hope now believes that Liam may be genuinely devoted to her alone. Thus, if he were to do this, it would break her heart and make her think that he has regressed and abandoned his commitment. If Hope were to get back together with Liam and find out that he has changed from the man she once loved, she would be completely saddened. She sees Liam as her future, so if he were to turn bad or even evil, it would undoubtedly give the narrative a fascinating new angle. It would be unexpected and novel for this tumor plot to end with Liam living, but becoming a darker version of himself. It could also be entertaining and intriguing to see Liam grow more evil. Scott Clifton could appreciate the opportunity to creatively explore such wild material, since it gives them more freedom to express themselves and broadens their emotional range. Many actors who typically play good characters adore the chance to play villains. Rad Bell rarely surprises us, but when he does, it would be fantastic. This might be interesting and different. Even if Liam doesn't die, it might result in hope and him getting back together. Brooke's rotten day takes shocking turn. Sulkfest comes to screeching halt. But why? According to teasers for The Brave and the Beautiful B&B, Brooke Logan's Catherine Kelly Lang miserable day will take an unexpected turn, stopping her pout fest in its tracks. A few unexpected events will cause a stir, so let's talk about how things will unfold during the week of May. To begin with, Brooke and Taylor Hayes, played by Rebecca Budig, are about to engage in yet another round of conflict. Given that Brooke still feels more at home with Ridge Forrester, Thorsten Kaye, than Taylor, the tension will inevitably revolve around her. Naturally, Taylor will defend Ridge's devotion to her and claim that Brooke is the one who finds it difficult to let go of their past romance. Taylor is going to scream about Brooke's extensive efforts to get Ridge back with that eye-catching stunt once more. Given that Taylor unintentionally locked them in the vault and nearly destroyed the fashion event, Brooke might also vent. Even though Taylor is upset by Brooke's attempts to woo Ridge back, she might counter that nothing will work. Taylor will attempt to persuade Brooke of this as well, because she wants to think that her future with Ridge is set this time. Facing Taylor and hearing her boast won't be fun for Brooke. Brooke's day will be pretty ruined by this confrontation, but something might change it quickly. According to B&B teasers, Brooke will be pulled out of her pout fest by a surprise that is on the way. Brooke will be moping about herself, but then something will happen to change her viewpoint. This would probably include Hope Logan, Annika Noel, returning to Forrester Creations following her amicable settlement with Steffi Forrester. Jacqueline McKins would. Hope will likely announce the return of Hope for the future soon after Steffi gives her the all-clear to make a victorious Forrester comeback. It appears like Brooke will be ecstatic when Hope reunites with Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor, and she will be pleasantly delighted by the news as well. Even though Brooke will be thrilled to see Hope's life moving in the right way, she might talk to Hope in private and feel that something is amiss. Given that Hope dislikes keeping secrets from her mother, will she eventually tell Brooke the truth about Liam Spencer's, Scott Clifton, inoperable brain mass? Since Steffi told Taylor about Liam's struggles, Hope could now be ready to talk to her own mother. Updates concerning Liam's impending terrible fate may have an impact on Brooke's outlook on her own life as well. Because of his constant rejection of her, Brooke may feel that life is too short to be battling with Taylor and lusting for Ridge. According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Brooke will be taken by surprise by certain future plot points, so pay attention. No more today. What are you thinking about this gossip today? Let us know in the comments, and stay tuned by subscribing to our channel to get more updates like this. Thank you.